Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Miguel entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide. There.
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elda Menancia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened.
But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream.
All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elda Menancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shionne!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Did you used to come here when you were younger, Kisara?
You bet. See the dent in that column? That's from when my mace slipped out of my hand one time, just after I'd joined the Guard. And that crack over there? That happened while I was practicing an art.
This is new information to me.
Gotta break through! Here I come! It's over! Hut! Take this! Hut! Here I come! This one's gonna be tough! Take this! Hut! Dragon Swarm! Hut! You're mine! It's over! Hut! Here I come! You're finished! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! It's over! How about this? It's on! Rising... Take this! Not a chance! No escape! Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Rising... You're finished! Dragon Swarm! Damn it! You're mine! You're finished! Burn in hell! Strike! Swallow Blade! Take this! You're finished! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Now! You're mine! Try harder! My turn! I'm not done! Slash! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rongo! Rising... Here I come! It's on! You're mine! Take this! You're finished! Rising Wyvern! Rising... Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done! Swallow Blade! Rising Wyvern! Now, while it's reeling! Here I come! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Rising... You're mine! You're finished! Rising Wyvern! Take this! Laser Sight! No escape! Swallow Blade! Combat! Rising... Wyvern! No escape! Lunar Rondo! Stardust! Not today! You're mine! You're finished! Take this! It's over!
Swarm! Try harder! Time to let it rip! It's over! Swallow Blade! Try harder! My turn! I'm not done! Slash! Go to hell! Here I come! You're finished! Out of the way! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! My turn! Strike! This one's all mine! Rising Wyvern! You're finished! We're not finished! Here I come! You're finished! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Rising... Take this! You're finished! Dragon Swarm! I'm not done! Swallow Blade!
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Resonate with the earth.
Escape!
Talent
Take this!
On your knees.
Raging
Take this!
Cascade!
Anything in
Here I
order.
come!
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover,
Dragon
okay?
Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Hey! No escape!
Thank you. Watch this.
Rising... You're finished!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Leonardo! Stunner! Rising...
Well, looky here.
What could this be?
Little help!
Here I come! Escape! Come one, come all!
Get on in there with the others.
Try harder! My turn! Dragon Swarm! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Here I come! No escape!
Raging storm!
Rising Wyvern! Strike! We're cleaning house!
Let me take the
You're
rest.
mine!
Well, someone's feeling lively.
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! You're finished! Take this!
Any injuries?
Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo! Maybe something's going on in the forest.
It'll be a breeze.
Take this!
Get in, get out.
Don't get carried away!
New strategy?
Take this!
I like the sound of that.
Strike!
Raging cascade!
Thanks. Here I come!
Glimmer is handy.
You're finna!
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Try harder! You're mine! No escape! Swallow blade!
Seal.
Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Strike!
I'm ready. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. See that?
That training's paying off! No escape!
In here.
Dragon Swarm!
Get on in there
Swallow
with the
blade!
others.
Luna Rondo!
All good things.
Now.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet and... This is the power of the blazing sword!
A fish! You saw...
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Looks like I lost it. Yeah! Reel it in. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Maybe you could keep it as a pet.
All right. That's not a fish I see often.
So what's it to be? Grilled or broiled?
Where should I cast my line? Yeah! Looks like I lost it. Nothing's biting. And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Hey.
Hmm?
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me, but my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
Mind if I join you, Law?
Oh, hey, Alphen. What's up?
Nothing. I was just surprised to see you weren't training for once. Got a stomach ache or something?
You know I don't literally train around the clock, right? I do take breaks.
Do you? It seems like you're training every chance you get.
Well, yeah, it can't be helped if I want to get stronger. Still, it's important to let your muscles rest every now and then. That's what my dad told me anyway.
Zephyr said that?
When I was a little kid, yeah. I would get so excited whenever he came home. I always followed him wherever he went and tried to learn as much from him as I could. He said, it's good to be passionate, but don't overdo it. Just like there are times when you want to take a break from studying, sometimes your body wants to take a break from training too. I was always rushing around and forgetting to rest, so he ended up telling me that a lot.
That definitely sounds like him.
It's nothing to get sad over. Still, I can't help but wonder if that was my dad's way of teaching me the dangers of rushing into things too quickly. Then again, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I wish I'd had more time to talk to him about this kind of stuff. See you guys tomorrow. You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
No holding back!
This'll be a piece of cake!
I owe you one. You're mine! I'm in a wall now! Dragon Form!
Airborne beast. My spell.
I'm not done! I'll take you all off! Begin! Does it hurt? You're mine! Glimmer Dragon! Dragon Form!
Dance in the wind!
Rising Wiper! Lunar Rondo!
Rising Kazan! Crossblade!
I'm not... Begin!
Watch this! Light Astrolabe!
I'm not done! It's over! Dragon Form!
Dance in the wind!
Rising Wiper!
Air thrust!
No escape! Lunar Rondo!
Now!
Dragon Shout!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Now! You're mine!
Certainly not.
Lunar Rondo!
Shining Supernova!
I'm ready!
Dance in
Start
the
up!
wind!
Ridwell!
Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang! Now! Here I come! You're finished! I'll face you!
Eagle
Rising
Wild!
Dragon!
Lightning Condemned!
Dragon Swarm!
Thunderblade!
Rising Wiper!
Lost! Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance. Take this!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Resonate with the earth! Prepare to be form!
Onward!
Swallow blade! In a bind?
Too much to handle?
It's too fast!
Stand back.
I'll
trip it up.
Swallow blade!
You require a hand.
No further! Eat this! Come on, roll now! You're mine! Rising Viper! Lunar Rondo! Take this!
Air thrust!
Dragon Swarm! Here I come! Stalagmite! You're mine! No escape! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Rising... Here I come! No escape! You're finished! You're mine! Strike! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Raging Cascade!
Rising Wyvern! Strike! It's over! Here I come! I'm not done!
Shining Supernova!
I'm not done!
It looks like you got this one covered.
Here I come! I'm not done! Swallow Blade! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Swallow Blade!
Leave this deity to me.
I'll think Rising Wyvern! Strike! Lunar Rondo!
Let Astro learn it now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
The astral energy is surging around me.
How do you even know about all that astrally stuff?
Same way I know what you do in the middle of the night.
What? Are you serious?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
No holding back!
This will be a piece of cake!
I'm also good with airborne targets.
Rising Wyvern!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here I come! I'm not done! Lunar Rondo! Stardust! It's on! Rising... Here I come! Strike!
Elusive deity!
Rising Wyvern! Rising...
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! On your knees!
It's over! You're mine! Stardust! Rising... Take this!
Negative
Rising
gate!
Wyvern!
Resonate with the earth!
Blue escape! Lunar Rondo!
I'm ready!
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed
Escape!
waltz.
Swallow blade!
I'm ready! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Blue escape! Dragon's War!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Lunar Rondo!
It's a duel of the arts!
Take this!
Watch
You're
me!
mine!
Flying freak!
Take
Why
this!
can't they just sit still?
Astria, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Rising Wyvern!
I'll tear you apart!
Here I come!
Raging storm!
Blue escape!
Whoa, hey!
Dragon's
let it
War!
run!
I'm ready!
Cheetah!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
My turn! Here I come!
Eat this!
Lunar Rondo! Sword! Stardust! Lunar Rondo!
Being interrupted.
You're mine! Strike! Here I come! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! First strike! Rising Wyvern!
Tear you apart! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Benediction light.
There you go!
I'm ready!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Benediction
Now!
light.
Blue escape! First strike! Lunar Rondo!
I'm ready!
Rising Falcon!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Looks like Trouble with a capital T!
Together, we've got this!
You got company!
Watch it!
Seal! Not on my watch!
Blue escape! Swallow blade!
Thunder field!
Rising Wyvern! We got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it! Leave the enemy's arc to
All
me!
yours!
Milky Blade's here!
You're finished!
Here we go again! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it!
Take this!
Taloned hurricane!
Lightning orb!
And you take it?
Explosive ring!
Benediction light.
Dragon Shell!
Another incantation ruin.
We're in the home stretch, guys!
What you say? Eyes on the prize!
That focus goes double for you, Law!
But my instincts
How come I
are
get things
How
back?
fast?
Air thrust!
Rising Falcon!
I'm ready! Go, Helene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Trapped in darkness, pierced by light.
I call it the Rindo Special. No holding back.
This will be a piece of cake!
Dragon Swarm!
Now let me see what I can do!
I'm not done!
Take this! Now I'm in trouble!
Catapult! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Yeah! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
I'm not done!
Certainly not.
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Seal!
Thrust! Lunar Rondo!
Eat this!
Rising
The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that.
Rising Wyvern! Thrust! Lunar Rondo!
Dragon Shell!
This is looking good!
Do it!
Rimmer!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Benediction.
My turn!
Dragon Shell!
I'm not come one, come all!
I'm ready! Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Now! Here I come!
Air thrust!
Take this!
Take this!
You're done! You're mine!
Raging
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Shattering
Negative
Negative
8!
Attack
Here I
on!
come!
Raging Storm!
Take this!
Whirlwind Blast!
Photon Blast! Lightning Condensed! Thunder Blade!
I'm ready!
Take this!
Hey! Blow them away! I'm even stronger than before.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
What could this be?
Looks like trouble.
Together we got this! Dragon Swarm!
Where are you going?
Eat this!
It's over!
Negative
Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing art!
Struck! I owe you one! Rising... Take this! Fluid engage! It's over! Dragon Swarm! Take this!
Hear my call!
Rising...
They got me flayed!
It's over!
Burning
Dragon Swarm!
Hear my call!
Rising Wyvern!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Not a chance! Eat this! No escape!
Not my fight.
Rising You pay for that!
Primed and
Rising Wyvern!
Hitting pile.
Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Stardust! Luna Rondo! Elusive Rising Falcon!
Here's evil!
I'm not done! Take this! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Struck! I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry
My
distraction.
turn!
There's still more to go.
So that didn't go as planned.
We must consider well if this is the right path.
Sure, I've built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! It's over!
Not on my watch!
You're mine! No escape! Dragon Swarm!
Reload!
Struck! Swallow
Do it!
Blade!
Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Luna Rondo!
Elusive deity!
Like hands in the wind!
Resonate with the
Back
earth!
into the
Strike!
light! Annihilation!
Burn in hell!
Here's the flame of
I'm not done! Slash! Dragon Swarm! Slash! You're mine!
Elusive deity!
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Swamp!
Blow them away!
My turn! You're mine!
Everlasting
Luna Rondo!
Negative
Falcon!
On your
Struck!
Lock! Get toasty!
Burn Strike! Not a chance! Dragon Swarm! This one's all mine! No escape!
One more! Now!
Rising Only! In an instant! Impact Cross!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Great, now I'm hurt and dirty.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does. Which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why? said you were looking for me. Why? Beautiful, precious life. What the... That is all I desire. Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Okay. Here I come! Take this. Try harder! My turn!
Take this!
Enjoy. No, try harder! Not a chance! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
I couldn't make it in time.
Enjoy.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love.
Enjoy.
Now see that you don't get in trouble again.
Everlasting darkness.
Take this!
I'm not done.
Dragon Force!
Healing
Enjoy. Here.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Gale Force! Lightning Blade! Thunderblade!
Enjoy. Why'd you heal me?
They got you dying?
Right here.
Hey, that into the shadows!
I'll face you.
Escape!
Take this.
Energy!
My turn! Try harder!
Dance to the wind!
Now! No escape!
Take this.
Take this!
Enjoy.
Try harder! Not a chance!
It's
too much!
Here, let me help! Can't be slow! Birthday! Swallow's flight!
Take this. Enjoy.
Is this it?
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Pierce evil!
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love. Resuscitate.
Will this help? Sealed!
Not done yet!
Benediction light.
I can heal myself, thank you.
Precisely. Healing cannot be written.
That's the wisest thing you've ever said.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul
Raging
with love.
Cascade! Let me help! In here! I can't heal you forever! Get you all tucked away! Glacier Spear! Pierce evil! Alright, come on! I was overconfident.
You'll pay for that! Air pressure! Take this!
Enjoy. Die.
Imbue this vanquished soul with love. Resuscitation.
Take care! What was I thinking? Poodle!
Take this. Enjoy.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love. Resuscitation.
Will this help? Searing flame! Reload! I'm ready!
No further!
I'll bring you back from death to
You're
bliss!
mine! Try harder! My turn!
Take
That's
this.
gonna smart! Reload! Here's a healing arc!
Enjoy.
You're mine! Try harder! Not a chance!
Fall.
Hear me! Flame of spirit burning!
Can you take it? I'm not!
Here's evil!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die.
A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renan Astral Arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionna's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo!
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then...
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you knew that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for. All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Way!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up. Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Dahnans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Dahnans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shionne. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zeugle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Dahnans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I train day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves, and outright forbade the ownership of instruments, is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hmm?
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
I think there's someone in trouble here.
Well, let's see what they have to say.
Oh, yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes. Hey.
Hmm? Good.
Really?
What? Yes.
All right. Right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there!
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure, as long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though. Ow. Ow.
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here...
I know.
Mm-hmm. Well...
I see.
Oh. Just great.
Excuse me!
Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey, maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?
Stay sharp. We're going in.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Ah, got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hootle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed, Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
We should think about eating soon.
Really?
Oh?
Yes! Very nice.
Is that so? You don't say.
How?
I see.
Hey! Sure.
Nice work.
Oh?
Very nice.
Well?
Yes! What?
What?
I don't believe this.
All right.
No.
Sure.
Really now.
Yes! What?
What?
Very nice. Yes!
Well, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yet you've drained your glass all the same.
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but... frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the Guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
Don't get careless!
Here I come!
Don't tell me!
Come and face me! Here I come!
These ones can run rings around us.
I'll face you!
Tempest!
Elusive deity!
Prepare to be seized, oh fleeting. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Elusive deity!
Get on in there with the others. Mega Ray!
Rising Falcon! Elusive deity!
Raging
Swirling
Storm!
Wild Timer!
A banana!
Try
Let's
harder!
go!
Not a
Luna
chance!
Blast!
I'm not done!
Take this!
Lightning
Take this!
Orb! Mega Ray! Raging Cascade!
It's so catapult!
In here!
Here I come!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Dragon deity! Here I come! I'm not... You're mine! Ruin! Struck! Heal! You're mine! Elusive deity! Struck! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Can you take it?
Glacial Spear!
Ruin Gate!
Dance in the wind!
Ruin Gate! Slash! Struck! Swallow Blade! You're finished! You're mine! Here I come! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
On your knees! Struck! Slash! Try harder! My turn! Cut! Cut! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Cut! I'm not... Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Now! You're mine! Cut! Rising Wyvern!
With this, I can become even stronger. Woo!
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
maybe something's going on in the forest. Whew! I think Hootle senses something.
Why didn't the Renans take advantage of all of these ruins around here? It seems like a missed opportunity.
Most likely because it would be inefficient for harvesting astral energy. That's what dictates the current positions of each realm's capital.
Plus, Renans are averse to using anything that belonged to the Danans.
Retreat if you know what's good for you!
Glacial Shield! Here's the astral energy!
Here I come!
Freeze
Move it!
Laser!
Get it! Dragon Swarm!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
You're mine!
Get on in there with the
Dragon
others!
Swarm!
Can you take it?
Rising Wyvern! Strike!
Resonate with the
Power
aura!
of water!
Here I come!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and pummel it to me!
Dragon Swarm! Here I come! Strike!
Hey, now see if you don't get in trouble again. I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Here I come!
Captain Swirl!
I'm not done!
Power of
You're
water!
finished!
Here goes!
Heal! Strike! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning!
You're mine!
Hear me! Flame of Fury!
Dragon Swarm!
Water! Hear my
Rising!
call!
Great!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Here I come!
Raging Cascade!
Strike!
This one's mine!
Here I come! Strike!
Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm!
Spirit Shield!
Rising Wyvern!
Heal!
You got fire!
I've got
You're
this!
mine!
Let a marksman
I'm not
handle
done!
it!
All yours!
By the power of water!
Dragon Swarm!
Photon Flash!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Now! Here I come!
Go Captain Red!
Lunarongo!
Lightning Condense! Healing
Stunner!
Circle! Cover the
Lunarongo!
Your helping me has become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Hero! Flame of
I'm not
Fury!
done! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Rising... You're mine!
Freeze Laser!
Dragon Swarm!
Let's go!
Rising Wyvern!
Thunder Blade!
Stardust! I'm ready! Grimmer!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
I'm not done!
Negative gate! A comfortable win.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Come and face me!
Air drop! Steering flame! Where are you going?
Here I come!
Rock field!
Dragon Swarm!
Mega Ray!
Rising Wyvern!
Lightning Orb!
Look at me! Sit still! Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Rising Wyvern! Escape!
Law, get toasty!
Burn Strike! My turn! Here I come! Escape!
Tempest Swirl!
Rising Wyvern! You're finished! Lunarongo!
Dance in the wind! Do it! Air thrust!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Here I come!
It's over!
Certainly
Bronze
not.
and Red!
Stardust! Lunar Here I come! I'm ready! Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Am I imagining things? Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I wonder what we can make with this.
If you can't decide, I'll have it raw.
Hey, wait! Don't eat that!
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! You're mine!
It can hide itself? Amazing!
You're mine! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Take this! I'm not done! Stardust! You're mine!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Benediction Light.
Take this! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade! Slash!
Hey, what? Burning Strike! Glacial Spear!
Here I come! I'll face you! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Raging Cascade! In here!
No escape!
Together!
Not today! You're mine! No escape! Stardust!
Sleep now!
Rising!
I'll heal you.
Here I
I'll
come!
do anything!
You paid for that! Dragon Swarm!
You'll find no mercy. From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
resonate with the earth.
Swallow Blade! Take this!
Behold, the earth pulse. Tectonic vision. Ha! Take this.
No escape!
Searing Tempest! My will!
A thrilling
You're I'm not done!
Swallow
Blade!
Photon Flutter!
I'll smash you! Air pressure.
Searing Flame! Here we
Here
go!
I Take this!
This isn't ideal.
No escape!
Raging Cascade!
Dragon Swarm!
Elusive deity.
Rising Wyvern! Try harder!
Rotating gas.
I think I'm coming down to something great.
A chronic inability to read the room?
Formality yours.
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Swallow's Flight!
Resonate with the earth.
This is some punishment.
Stay away from my friend! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Raging Storm!
Rising...
Swallow's Flight! Light here,
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Can't be happening. How did this go?
think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
Shion's kind of turned into the local fashion critic in our group.
So this is what lords like you wear. Certainly looks the part. I can tell at a glance what high quality everything is.
It's not often Shion's that impressed. You wear a lot of rings too, don't you?
They were a gift. Purchased rather cheaply, or so I was told.
What's your definition of cheap, exactly?
I believe it was around 100 to 200,000 gold.
What? If my wolf head cost 10 gold, then that'd mean... Holy crap! They cost 1,000 times more?!
10,000 times more.
If he sold those things off, I bet he could build a damn mansion with them.
At the very least, he'd never go hungry the rest of his life.
You're all beginning to sound alarmingly interested in my rings.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? That unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Firemaster core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Firemaster Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
There's something in the water.
What could this be?
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Transform! Rising Wyvern! I'm knocked up!
You got Airborne Beast, my spec. Air thrust! Flying freeze! What can we commit?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
I'm not done!
Go! Get on board!
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Do it!
Rise up!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein. This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! My turn! Here I come! No escape! Luna Rondo!
Here's the eagle! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Catching a cold? Here, have this herb I found earlier.
I'm fine, thanks.
really bad feeling about this.
You picked the wrong fight! Take this! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
It's a duel beyond, never miss.
Try harder!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Now! Here I come!
Downfall! Do it!
Too fast!
Lightning! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Here I come! It's over!
An astral art? That's my cue.
Shut him down! You're mine! I'm not done!
Healing circle!
Take this!
I'm sorry to be a ball.
We've all got enough on us.
Yes, ma'am.
Run! It's over! Dragon Swarm! First strike! My turn! Time to let it rip! Slash! Dragon Swarm! Hurricane! Swallow Blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Now! Take this! Okay, here I...
In a bind? Watch this!
You're mine!
Eagle Fly!
Swallow Blade!
Wind astral energy!
Dragon Swarm!
Searing flame!
Here I am! Talon Hurricane! Dragon Swarm! Rhythm Care! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Luna Rondo! River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Step back. This one's all law.
Who?
There!
Don't get careless.
You're mine!
Don't tell me.
Eat this!
Searing flame!
Here I come!
These ones can run rings around us. Healing circle!
Pick up flyers!
Unstoppable! Let them march you!
Do they not teach you to say thank you in Banner?
Not to a Renin, they don't.
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that.
You're mine!
Shining supernova!
Swallow Blade!
A banana, let's go!
Fly!
Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! Not a chance!
Water! Here
You're mine!
Shining supernova! Rising lightning!
Prepare to be seized.
Water! Here I come!
Actually, that sound is more appropriate.
Let's talk and more doing.
Flash! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! Sparta!
Here's my call!
Rising Falcon!
Nice field! Here's the
It's
evil!
mine! Talon Hurricane!
Freeze Lancer!
My turn!
Tempest Swirl!
It's on!
Tunnel!
Take it!
Super Swallow Dance!
Crush! Swallow Blade! Luna Rondo!
I'm here right now!
Rising Dragon! Not today!
Here, let me help!
I'm not done! Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm!
Oh, now you're
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
no backing down.
Mega Red!
First strike. I've let you all down.
Here! Some fighters are better left untried.
sense a strange power from this.
Mahag Sar, a land where the winds scar, and the clouds stretch far.
Kisara? What is he doing?
Reciting a poem, apparently. Just let him be.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
You guys want to rest here?
This place gives me the creeps. You really think that Lord is hiding out here?
Be careful. The air is dense with astral energy. Something's not quite right about this place.
How are you able to pick up on all this stuff anyway? Is it something that all astral arts wielders can do?
I must admit, I'm curious myself. Perhaps her Dahnan bloodline has something to do with it.
Dohalim.
Apologies. I meant no disrespect.
Stay alert, everyone. There's a good chance that she already knows we're here.